That's a good burn. Shout out to the ancestors.
Trying to let some people get on here first before we get started. For those who might be in the background watching, hey, hope all is well. Say all praise to the Most High. Big ashe to the ancestors.
I like a couple minutes to vibe out. Welcome. Ready to get started in just a moment. Hope you guys are in positive energy and attracting everything you desire like a magnet. Because who could do it better than you, boo? Nobody. Right? It's like that kind of energy. We're coming through with a live download energy, tarot, oracle, and soul report. We got a little bit of everything for y'all, okay? We giving you the best that we got, baby. Okay? In my Anita Baker voice, right? But, you know, hope you guys are having a good week, right? Happy hump day, okay?
Indeed.
Are you humping something?
Try. I'm feeling so good in my spirit. I just pray, like, you know, that everybody's working on their perception, because it's big. Going into this, it's like, you know, it's like the ending of cycles, the beginning of new cycles, end of the year, new year coming. So, I mean, it feels good, first of all. Anybody that's resonating with this, look around yourself and find a way to show gratitude.
Absolutely. Every situation, every occasion, every moment.
Spirit says, put some motivation behind your intentions. Like, you know, and a great motivator is gratitude and gratefulness.
That's real.
Gratefulness is an energy that I've learned, like, when you offer gratefulness, it makes you look at your lowest low, and it's almost like laying on the ground and looking up in the air, right? The ground is the lowest point. So, like, I assimilate grateful to being a person that begins to realize, well, now that I'm down here and I'm grateful for still being here, I can look up and there's nowhere to go but up. Like, when you truly immersed in the energy of gratefulness, you see so many opportunities. Like, and you begin to really, really see even, it goes along with the download, so I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna just let it rock out. But I'm gonna say pretty much, I pray that you all are in good spirits and end with good spirits. You know, most definitely. Like, I feel a need to say that nowadays because we find ourselves in with so many different kinds of spirits.
That's real.
And, you know, stepping into my mediumship and doing the medium work that I do on a consistent basis, I'm starting to realize a lot about, you know, the spirit realm, so to speak, and how it correlates, but it's still so different, right? And it brings me to go inside of, you know, I feel one of my major themes behind what Spirit has me doing at this point, because Spirit moves us around, like, you know, being people with gifts, I kind of feel like kind of feel like a real need for me to step into different realms and areas of religion and show people a broad spectrum, even of what you believe in. Like, so many believe in this. So I'm gonna save a little bit for the downloads and I'm gonna go after High Priestess and I'm gonna kind of vibe out a little bit. Cause you had some things and I
Okay. So you want me to just do everything I have?
You can.
Okay. All right. So let's get purified.
By water, we connect with spirit through pure intent.
Pure intent. Okay, y'all. So let's get into this energy. Okay. So, let's see where I want to start. Okay. I don't know. This is random, but I don't know. Spirit told me to say this first. I was gonna save it for the tarot energy reading, but I don't know. There's something about the National Heart Association. You could work there. You could be, I don't know, related to the National Heart Association in some kind of way. There's something about your heart chakra. I don't know. But anyway, let's get into what I have to deliver for you guys today. So I wanted to come before you guys today with a few things. So the first thing is, let's talk about spiritual practitioners, okay? If you contact a spiritual practitioner or a shaman, such as myself or the Hierophant, there are several other million people out there as well, right? For whatever reason, and he or she doesn't wish to take you on as a client, don't take it as rejection. It could simply be that the practitioner knows that they cannot work with you. You may not be a good fit for that practitioner. Or it could be spirit saving you from demonic forces, because not everyone in the spiritual world practices, work of God. So be careful with choosing your spiritual practitioner. Okay. Next, okay, flowers. Flowers can be used to avoid negative spiritual forces. So your flower today is carnations, okay? I picked up a lot of transition energy. As the year closes, I always find that, and I haven't really pulled the statistics on this. This is what I know to be true from, my couple centuries of living. Have I been living a couple centuries? Not a couple, probably. Couple decades. Okay. But anyway, I've been feeling like a lot of transition energy. I feel like, God is really just moving a lot of things around. Babies are being born. People are transitioning. The earth is changing. So I feel like, carnations have a healing vibration, but are also good to use as a decoration. They can be used in like the room of the sick, okay? Or as a gift to those in the hospital. The presence of carnations can be of assistance in the removal of emotional and mental turmoil. With this energy of change and transition that I've been feeling, I feel like a lot of people could be feeling the energy of emotional or mental turmoil, as well as there could be, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a sickness on humanity, so it could just be a spiritual sickness, but, carnations could be very helpful in manifesting a healing vibration around your home, or if you are dealing with a loved one that is, sick or transitioning or in the process of transitioning or whatever it may be, or if you just need to remove this mental and emotional turmoil that you may be feeling. Because I did speak about, in the age of Aquarius, as things are being revealed, projection, the energy of projection is very real right now. It's very, very heavy. is very real, and because the energy of evil and demonic forces are being forced to be punished and face the consequences of God's judgment, you may be feeling this energy that's not yours. Okay? So the last thing I have for you guys, okay, is going to be an almond bath, okay? If you wish to become a more loving person, you might want to try to open up your loving nature through the use of an almond bath, okay? Opening up the loving nature is being able to give and receive loving. Loving, in this case, should not be confused with sex, for that can be done without love. Boil 6 whole almonds, unshelled, in an iron pot, preferably, if available, for about 3 hours, adding water occasionally as needed. Of course, you're going to have to add water as required. You can start with a quart of water and move towards whatever amount you need while cooking. You can add it during the cooking process. You will end up with like a hot liquid that can be used in a bath upon cooling. You're going to mix this mixture in the tub you're going to mix it in the bathtub, and you are going to bathe for 6 minutes. But the kind of bathing you're going to do is you are going to like immerse yourself in the water every minute for 6 minutes. Okay? While you do this, you must pray that you can open yourself to love, and pray to increase your ability to love others, even those who hate you.
Technology.
That was your downloads.
Man, that was technology right there. You know, I oftentimes wonder, but then God confirms that, you know, people get it. Like, I mean, that's technology right there. An almond bath, right? Man. And she was speaking about the Anahata chakra at the beginning, and that's the channel that love flows through. Mm-hmm. So, you know, my downloads that I have, they are becoming progressive, right? Like, I feel that I'm speaking to, in a sense, people who are purely reaching for the best version of themselves. No matter where you at, no matter what you're going through. First of all, I want to start with the burning of candles, right? And what is it about candles? First of all, at a time before electricity, when a fire was lit, all energies present recognize a fire lit. Right? Fire is an extraterrestrial substance, right? It's given by the divine. So when true fire is lit, something happens in the spirit realm. Okay? Now, when we light fires, and this is things I've recently learned, I'm putting in the application and I'm sharing them. When we light spiritual flames, when we light as spiritual beings, we are aware that fire is a when you light a fire, you are essentially a fire is a divine spirit. It's a being.
Didn't God light up the bush?
The bush, I believe it was on Mount Sinai. Fiery bush, burning bush, right? But nevertheless, fire is the correlation of candles and your spirituality is when you light a candle, you are indeed invoking spirits. Period. It doesn't matter. Wherever a candle is lit, all energies are aware. See, electricity is low vibrational in a sense, as opposed to fire. Electricity is it produces artificial light. I'm gonna say the lighting from electricity, okay? It's artificial lighting. So spiritual energies don't necessarily respond to that kind of lighting, but a fire, it invokes spiritual energies, right? And this is why people label candles and they light them in various ways, because they're summoning certain energies, right? So when you are a person lighting a candle, it's always good to be aware of the fact that a candle is going to bring forth a light for all energies that see one another. It's almost like things in the dark may not see each other, but when a candle is lit, everything is alerted in your vicinity. So know that, right? So do it. If you lighting candles, make sure your intentions are pure. It's going to lead you to exactly what you need to know. Like, this is not something that you have to go study. Sometimes we derail ourselves like that. I mean, add to yourself and find out. Yes, of course, do that. But nevertheless, your heart, when it's set right, it won't lead you into a wrong direction. So, next, I want to focus on something that's very important. We all heard about the 10 Commandments. Most of us, anyway. Not many of us know about the 12 laws of the universe. So it's 2 of them, the first 2, and I'll drop them randomly. I'm not going to make it a scheduled thing. But the laws of the universe are very important when you begin to ascend into your divine self, which also brings me to this. When reaching for spiritual practitioners, make sure your intentions are set right. All right? And I don't know, Spirit told me to write that down. If you're reaching for any type of practitioner, whether they rejecting you or they welcoming you, make sure your intentions are set right. It's going to lead you right, and it won't steer you wrong. Your intentions is going to lead you where you want to be at. And that's true, right?
That's real.
Now, the first law of the universe is the law of oneness, right? So I want to elaborate on that, right? Because many of us, we try to do things and we negate that law. The law of oneness, right, is in direct correlation with your circumstance and even what you oppose. See, in the law of oneness, it suggests that everything is correlated, right? So one man is related to another man. One human is related to another human. Now, in our coexistence, right, you have your circumstances of life. You have the things that you go through in life. They are all encompassed in the law of your oneness, right? Your oneness with life. So it's like this. Say you're a person and you're going through hell right now, right? It's one reason why you're going through hell. You have to, right? And the 5 percenters used to have a degree that said, I go through hell or high water to get it right. It was real powerful, but nevertheless, when you're going through hell, it's because you have to. It's not because you necessarily did nothing that's causing you hell, but if you look at it like this, you could be going through hell because the universe is trying to teach you a lesson, or the universe is trying to strengthen you for the next level. So it's oneness. Once you begin to understand the law of oneness, you won't stay set in the mind that, well, life is happening to me. You'll begin to understand life is happening for me, and it'll also break you away from limited beliefs, like. Because, a belief is also something that everybody agrees on. And as we agree on these things, we begin to believe in circumstantial things. Like say, I'm doing bad, so I believe I can't do no better. Right? Now, the law of oneness, once you focusing on that, you can say, well, I'm doing bad because maybe I did some things wrong that I need to get right. And if you dotted all your T's, you crossed all your T's and you dotted all your I's, then you will begin to look at it like, well, I know I did this, so I ain't going through it because of that. Well, maybe it's something that I need to go through, and I need to endure it to get stronger, right? And as you begin to resonate, like you begin to mold your own reality, right? It doesn't become essentially a cycle of a belief. That's what we're trying to break out of. That's what generational curses are made of, cycles of beliefs. Like, it's like, I believe this, they believe that. So as we begin to break that, we begin to know and correlate with the law of oneness, even what we oppose, right? Because the law of attraction suggests that what you fear, you can bring in.
That's real.
What you fear the most, you can end up manifesting,
That's
right?
real.
If you're not paying attention. So the law of oneness, it says that when I have a thing that I don't like or I oppose, I need to find a way to not oppose that. It's like, for instance, right? Many of us, we deal with it with our children. Say this. You look at your child, you see your child growing, you see your child becoming, resistant. So we begin to anticipate the day that we're going to clash with them, right? We be like, all right, I know that I'm so what are we doing? We essentially bringing that in. We're going to manifest that day because that's the greatest fear.
Premeditated.
We do it all the time. That's a law of our oneness. Like, the thing that's in the back of your mind that you fear the most happening to you as a person, fear is an energy that is a false expectation appearing to be real. So if you fear it in the back of your mind, you're going to force it. It's going to appear real. Then you're going to bring it into reality.
That's so, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it's so real that you said that. It's almost like the energy. You ever seen those interviews of people right before they pass away, right? And they'll be talking about like they knew they were going to pass, like they know they're going to pass away. It's because they already had that fear. That energy was already there, It's like that energy crept up and they could feel it already.
Right.
Wow.
Like a certain type of fear. Right. So the law of oneness, it says that as you begin to move along, you have to begin to understand everything in your circumference of life is directly correlated to you in some type of way, shape, or form. That's your oneness. So unless you understand that, you really can't bring the top, the bottom to the top, because you won't understand that it's all one energy. It's like, it's like manifesting the best version of yourself. But do you understand that you already are that? Or do you look at it like it's something I have to get to? You got to look at it like I am that. What I am, like Eminem say, I am whatever you say. Well, say that to yourself. I am whoever I say I am.
You heard me.
As you begin this is how you grow, right? In the law of oneness. When we get outside the law of oneness is when we begin to do things like try to covet other people's energy. That's not your oneness.
It's real.
That don't coincide with your destiny, right? So be mindful of that. That's why it's always important to really focus on the energy of self. I thank God that I spend most of my days able to focus on me.
That's real. And
not other people, because other people's energy don't always have nothing to do with the laws of your oneness, right? We confine to everybody take the 10 Commandments and make it personal. Take the laws of the universe and make it personal. I'm confined to my laws of oneness out here in this universe. So I need to realize, ain't no doing nothing and cutting it under the rug. As spiritualists, I thank God for that level of consciousness, because you begin to see that. Yeah. A lie ain't gonna get you nowhere. The same dirt that you left is the same dirt you got to return
That's
to.
Real.
It's like, wow. It's like, imagine a man that cleans up his whole house, but he sweep dirt under the rug.
I was just thinking, I was in my head, I remember I used to try to leave dirt under the rug, thinking it was just going to go away. No, that dirt's still going to be there,
So what happens when the angels, so to speak, come and pull a whole carpet back?
You heard me. That's real.
Look at how much you gotta be accountable for that been swept under the rug.
I done been there, y'all.
don't deviate outside the laws of oneness, because it's a law, meaning that if it's a law of oneness and I'm responsible for my oneness, right? That means that my karma is my oneness. So there's no escaping it, because the final destination is going to be that oneness.
Right.
Like, is that real? Like, so next up is the law of vibration. Now, this right here, man, I had to look at myself and say, woo, thank God for change, right? Thank God to be striving, right? And I mean God, like in a literal sense. I thank the heavens and the divine for choosing me to be a person that strive, because I see things clear, right? In the law of vibration, first of all, you are what you attract, right? And make no mistake about it, right? Because the law of vibration, right? Let's talk about low vibration, right? And let's talk about, all right, I say, you low vibration, right? And a person say, no, I'm not, right? You know who really low vibrational? The person being accused of being low vibrational. You know why? Because the most powerful low vibrational energy, Spirit said, that humans bear is denial. Listen, if a person says you low vibrational and you can't take that, you go automatically into the most powerful vibration that's low, which everything is connected to denial of one's true self. Like, because the true self has vibration and frequencies. So if I'm doing something and somebody high vibrational says you're low vibrational, if I say no, I'm not, I'm automatically in the most powerful low vibration. Now let's talk about some low vibrations. Jealousy, right? Low vibrational. Denial. Doubt. Did you know that doubt is a very powerful low vibration? Doubt is so powerful that when you got a good thing, doubt can come straight in and turn it into a sour thing.
That's real.
Doubt alone, right? And it would seem that doubt is not energetically powerful, because it's like, well, if I doubt it, I still couldn't. But no, doubt is that powerful, because why? Doubt suggests to the universe and you definitely not ready to manifest nothing beyond where your doubt leads you.
Right.
The universe going to pick it up in you. That's how powerful of a low vibration is a frequency. Like, doubt is a frequency that brings us so low. And I'm going to tell you, one of the things that creates doubt in us, indoctrination, right? Indoctrination is spiritual oppression, and it's designed, though, to open you up to spirit realm. Indoctrination. Pin this. If a person is a spiritual leader that knows the world and that understands energy, if they can bring you into that realm and indoctrinate you, they can control you. They can control your perception of God and everything else. That's why spiritual validation will never come from a man. Only guidance. Always remember that. A man can never lay spiritual validation. Only spirit can do that. God can do that, right? But indoctrination, it's a vibration that makes you sensitive in spirit. So you full of doubt, right? The whole aspect of indoctrination is to make you move tempered by doubt. You know, if you are a person that's in any type of religious body, you will have to admit to me right now, honestly, that this world that you live in is forcing you into the area of doubt. It has to be, because when you look at it, religion had a beginning date and religion will have an ending date. Spiritualism, right, doesn't have any of those things encompassed in it. So what we're witnessing is the opening of the Aquarius era means the end of religious aspect. It does. See, that's for the Pisces era. Right now, we're not meant to be contained inside of neutral bodies like of religious belief systems and or religious gangs or whatever. Like, we're not supposed to be in that frame of mind. So it's leading out of that, right? So indoctrination is there to affect that. So you got to be careful if you're embracing that. Now back to the low vibrations, jealousy, artificial intelligence, right? And when we rely on artificial intelligence, we moving in a low vibration. Artificial intelligence itself is nothing but a demonic program when you look at it. See, if I'm a so to speak, just say I'm a low vibrational entity, and I can affect the mind of humans to the point where they open up a channel where my thoughts can manifest in a machine. A machine moves at a frequency we don't understand. So when you put artificial intelligence into play, it's still a mind being driven by a spirit. Always remember that. And God don't drive nothing artificial. So if it's artificial, but it's a mind, what spirit is driving it? Pay attention to it. So it's not that we won't, to a certain degree, we all going to be affiliated with artificial intelligence, but you don't have to allow it to ruin your intelligence as a person. Know what it is, know what it do, deal with it accordingly. Like everything else in life, pretty much. It's not that hard, but it ain't necessarily easy. As far as high vibrations, in the law of vibration, one of the strongest vibrations that's very high is acceptance. Acceptance brings forth accountability, right? Lack of acceptance is what generational oppression is designed with, right? It's not accepting, right? It's like growing up, and for me, I had some older relatives, and they had some things about them that I ain't like growing up. And I used to be like, man, I ain't never gonna be like that. But my life was leading me to be just like that. I couldn't accept it, like many of us can't accept it. We can't really accept what we made of, but not realizing denial is low vibrational. It's the powerful is low vibrational energy. Denial, right? Now, acceptance could quite possibly be the highest, because if I accept something, I'm able to change it. Even generational oppression. See, acceptance, it says, I have it written, it frees up ancestral prisoners and breaks generational strongholds. Acceptance. Because I'll say me. I had to sit back and say, it's some things that affect my bloodline. I have to accept that they affect my bloodline, right, so I can change it. I had to look at me like, why do I do certain things?
Yep, that's real.
It's because I got these ancestors with me, and I got my own self, my own design, and I got years and years of generational hand-me-downs, so to speak. That's what we deal with.
Traits, yeah.
Right, we traits hand-me-down, personality hand-me-down, moral system. That's one of our biggest things that we get hand down, our moral code. And many of us ignore it. And what kind of moral code do we hand down now? Like me, myself, I'm trying to be a person, and you should too, that when you leave from here, you can at least straighten out the moral code that bonded you to your shortcomings and your flaws. Lay out some energy for somebody to grab hold to that can help them elevate, because it really made no sense for my family or my bloodline, particularly on my daddy's side, right? It made no sense for us to be the people who we were in this world, like we were as a family when it was so many things that we could do to save humanity. And that's real. And I'm talking about the baneful is magic, right? Yeah, like it's certain thing I had to accept that. Like, this is what they do, you know? This is what, because it affords me, energy is energy, y'all. It's not good or evil. So when God gives certain people certain energies and it's on your bloodline, like, just because they did something wrong with theirs, it don't mean you gotta take yours and do something wrong. Because any family of any bloodline that got a great power or magical energy on it, trust me, it's somebody somewhere that was doing right in that tribe. You could your bloodline could be under you know, it could be under spell work, attack. It could just be traits, but nevertheless, it's something good for you to revert back to. And even, you know, past life regression, you don't escape nothing. Like, all these realities are related. Like, that's why our bloodline is so strong. All right, and acceptance. That was it. That was all I had right there. Really pray somebody got something from it.
So we're actually going to go ahead and end this live and come back to you guys. You know.
Actually, I'm thinking we can do like, we're going to come right back in maybe like an hour or two and do, we're going to do this 3-card tarot session that we had lined up. I think them downloads kind of took up the time.
Yeah,
much needed information.
Absolutely. So we love you guys so much. Hope you guys resonated with the downloads. Make sure you guys like the video if you enjoyed. We elemental beings. We catch y'all later.